Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for taking some time out of your day and spending it with me. Today is a little bit of a different video. Today we've got a haul video from my recent trip to Townsville. So let's get started. Everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It has been a hot minute since I've been on the channel. I've had a lot of internet problems and all that sort of stuff, but most of you probably already know that because I've posted it all over social media that I was going to be a little bit MIA. Now, this is a little bit of a different video. I don't normally do haul videos, only for my cross stitch, but this is a quilting and crafting a haul that I've got here. Just recently in August, about mid-August, I went up to Townsville to visit my beautiful friend Michelle from Michelle_Trails, and you've probably seen lots of her quilt blocks and all that sort of stuff over on Instagram. And we had been planning this for quite some time. And I'd been saving for quite some time to head up there for 4 days. We were up there in total, and basically we just hung out together, went to the craft show. It wasn't an overly big craft show at Townsville, but it was great. We still managed to fill the 4 days that we were there. Leanne from Stitchy Craft Moon travelled with me up to Townsville and back again. We travelled together, and Jenny Trask went from the Sunshine Coast up to Townsville, and she came up a day later because she had work commitments and whatnot, I believe. And unfortunately, the lovely Gail from Wombat Hollow Crafts, who normally hangs out with us at the craft shows, wasn't able to make it up to Townsville because of work commitments. How rude, right? So basically we we went up there and we hung out and we shopped our little butts off. We laughed so much. By the end of the craft show, I'm pretty sure every storeholder knew who we were and knew that we were just having a fabulous time. We had lots of laughs, and then we went back to Michelle's place every afternoon, done a little bit of stitching. I didn't do that much. I started something new, but I was just happy to be there and hanging out with my friends and chit-chatting and all that sort of stuff. So I tell you, I don't think I have laughed so much in such a long time, and it's always a fun time when we all catch up together. We do hang out together a lot on social media and stuff like that, but we like to at least once a year get together and just go raucous, basically have a few bevies and some fine food, and yeah, and we were totally spoiled by Michelle's lovely husband Mark. He on the Saturday evening, he presented us with a beautiful cheese platter and some prawn cocktails, and I tell you, it was just so nice. And the food where Michelle took us for breakfast and everything around Townsville was absolutely divine. Now, I do have a vlog. I did do some filming, but I really wanted to go there and just hang out with my friends and not turn it into work. But I've done some filming of us doing some crafts and all that sort of stuff, so I'll splice something together and we'll put it together for you, and you will get to see that as soon as possible. As I said, I've had no internet pretty much. I came back, I hit the ground running trying to catch up on work and all that sort of stuff, and then come September my NBN had dropped out and they were doing services on the mobiles and all that sort of stuff, so I wouldn't have been able to upload. And unfortunately, with the software for the editing and whatnot, it is actually cloud-based, so I need the internet to run it. So yeah, it's been a bit of a stressful time. I can tell you now that the 17-year-old was not happy at all in the last couple of days, but we've got the NBN back now. We've worked out what the problem is, and basically we are now ready to go. So you're going to see lots of videos popping up and all that sort of stuff. So I'm back to filming. All right, so of course we have a lot to get through, so we should really get straight into it. Now, I will do my best to remember where I got all of these from. Now, if you've ever been to a craft show, you know that there's always those, you know, the usual suspects there. We've got Pauline from Pauline's Quilting World. We've got the the guy that has all the scissors and the lights and all that sort of stuff and the rotary blades and all that, they were there as well. But there were a lot of local and not so local businesses up there as well, which was great. So I got to meet some people, lovely people that Michelle knows, that she deals with all the time on a daily basis and whatnot. So I will do my best to remember them all and possibly tag them in the video if they're or over on Instagram when I put this up as a post over there. All right, so the first thing I will talk about is some of the classes that we did. Now, I didn't really need to go there to learn anything, but it was just really nice to sit down with my friends and hang out and do a little bit of crafting and all that sort of stuff. So, there's one item that is not finished yet, and I'm just having a look where it is. I think it's still... this is from the same place, yes. So this will end up being a pin cushion, and I've got to stitch everything down. So that is the little flower that we've done, and we got all the supplies were given to us, and that is what the pin cushion will look like in the end. Now, obviously, you know, it's going to take a little while to stitch all this down and whatnot, and I haven't actually got to it because I've been chasing my tail. But this is from Hugs and Kisses, is the pattern that they used to teach the class, and we used a little bit of different stabilizer to put in that we don't have to remove. It gives a little bit more firmness, and it's a fusible one as well. So, and we used my favorite glue, which was the Roxanne's Basic glue. So all I have to do is finish that, and that's just a little card pattern that Hugs and Kisses has, and the business is called So Peaceful. I don't actually have a physical address from them, but Susan was the one that was teaching us, and she was absolutely lovely. We ended up heading off and talking a little bit about YouTube and editing software and all that sort of stuff. Probably bored the pants off my friends, but but you know how it is. You end up getting talking because Susan wants to branch out into that. So her business name is called So Peaceful. She specializes in slow stitching stuff, so English paper piecing and embroidery. She is at, her Facebook is sopeaceful.au. And you can also email her, Susan, at sopeaceful.au. And yeah, so basically that is all her details there. Okay, so you can get that beautiful little card, and so we got to keep a wonder clip and the pin, the needle and all that sort of stuff. And we also did a little English paper piecing flower with the rounded edges, not just hexagons, so that was really good as well. So that is what we done there. And then from that same business, and I'm just going to keep these all together, and from that same business I got a maple syrup runner from Hugs and Kisses, and I believe Hugs and Kisses is an Australian, and I think they might be based in, I want to say Tasmania for some reason. But I'm sure Michelle will correct me if I'm wrong. And let me just see if we have anything here. No, it just says this pattern has been designed and produced in Australia for your stitching pleasure. But it doesn't say where they're based or anything like that. So I believe that Hugs and Kisses is actually an online store. I don't think she actually has a physical store, so that's probably why. But this is what I got. It's called the Maple Syrup Runner. I absolutely love it, and I've got some beautiful linen that I've had here for quite some time in a similar color to this, so I am going to do that on linen. And what I decided to go with was this fabric here, which is a Liberty fabric. So this has got five fat 8s in it, and you can see there they are the colors in it, all purple. I just love that. So that is what I'm going to use for that one, and that's why they're together. And then I also purchased from them as well another Hugs and Kisses, which is an armchair caddy, and this has the pre-cut hexagons also included in it, because we've got some English paper piecing and we've got some embroidery as well. And I thought, you know what, I need one of those. I desperately need one of those, so I thought I'd grab that. So that is very cute. Sorry about the glare, I just don't want to open them. And the fabric I got to go with that, which was from the same place, was it? Yes, I think it was from the same place. These are fat quarters, but these are, I'm not so sure what style of what brand of the fabric is, but I love this. This I'm going to probably turn into a project bag, but I'm going to use these other colors up here, which they're true to color right there, those colors to make this one. So that's that one there. And then I also got another Hugs and Kisses pattern, which this one is it's called Julius Bullius. It is a little needle book come notion holder. It's got a zipper pocket and it's got a spot for your scissors and all that sort of stuff. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to make that. I like that. I think that is very cute. They'd make awesome gifts and all that sort of stuff as well. It's got a little bit of embroidery and everything in it as well. So that was from So Peaceful. I also got some little hexies. There were different fabrics than what I've got here in the Liberty. I've got like bolted fabric here of Liberty Tenderloin. So I got some hexies. I'm not too sure what I'm going to make with that, but I'll make something, I'm sure. And I think that is all I got from yeah, so that was that. Oh no, I got one more thing. Did I get that from them? No, I got that from Pauline. So yeah. So that was all of that I got. And all the fabric to go with it. So I'm pretty happy about that. I sort of want to keep it all together too. So I'm just going to pop it in a bag. And I do apologise for all the rustling that you're going to hear. Okay, so let me pop that in there. The next one that I got, this was from, I think the card's in the bottom. Hang on, just bear with me for a second. I believe this was a local Townsville, business. I'm not too sure, but anyway, I think it's from Just Country Crafts. I'm not too sure if I got it from here, but I got these beautiful fabrics. They're very beachy. I thought they'd make some really nice project bags, so something a little bit different. And then we've got that. So I figured these are half meter fabrics, so they'll make either a project bag or maybe a retreat bag or something like that. But I will open it and just show you. So I do apologise for the rustling. There's this one, like you've got let me just get it out. Let's hope that I can get it back in, right? It doesn't matter if I can't, I guess. So we've got the surfboards. Then we've got the waves, which is cute. And then we've got the little rows of houses. Like, how adorable are they? The change rooms, beach huts. That. And then we've got, this has like lots of different stuff on it. Like all little tiny panels all over it. So I thought that I could make these into a couple of, I'm thinking project bags, but you know, it'll just depend. Excuse me. It'll just depend, but I just love the combi van, and it's a split screen combi van as well. So I got those, and I wasn't 100. I just really like the colors in it. I'm not 100% sure whether I'll end up doing project bags with them. I'll have to open them right up and have a much closer look at those to work out what I'm going to do. Then I went to another stall, and they had this hanging up. And as you know, I love a good panel. And so this one has all the different, May Your Bobbin Always Be Full, which I thought was very cute. And then we've got Just So Happy. And then we've got Sewing Mends the Soul. I can't read backwards. And then down the bottom, we've got So Many Projects, So Little Time. And I thought that this would be, I'd either turn it into a really nice wall hanging, or I'm going to turn them into cushions for the sewing room. So I thought what I can do is cut them out with a 1-inch border all the way around, because there's 2 inches around it, and then add a little bit more fabric to build it out so it's the size of a 30 centimetre or a 12-inch square cushion, and then just put something on the back. But I really liked it. I might be able to incorporate this for something as well, maybe a needle book or something. But yeah, I definitely won't be turning it into a quilt. They will definitely be cushions. But because I've got a couch out here, I can put some of these on, and I can rotate them out. I don't have to have them the same all the time. So I got that one as well. Then I went to a Sashiko panel, stall, sorry, and I ended up getting a Christmas panel. And this one is in navy blue, so you can see that it's the real dark navy blue, and then basically we've just got the picture on the front, and I really like that because we don't have, like, I don't know what's going to happen as the kids grow older, whether they're going to come here for Christmas and all that sort of stuff. But I thought that I could get this, and, you know, if I don't want to put the Christmas tree up one year, I can just put this up, maybe put some lights in the back of it or something like that, and just put it on the wall and have that. You know, the kids are getting older. I mean, Naralee's probably only going to be here for another year anyway, and then she's going to move out of home because she's planning on that. She's got a job lined up as a manager and whatnot. So yeah. So yeah, I figured I can just do that and put that up on the wall. All right, the next thing that I went and listened to a couple of stall holders that were doing speeches and talking about the different things that they offer and all that sort of stuff. And we went to the what's his name? Patchwork Ninja, I think he's called. I don't have a card here for some reason. Let me just have a... Yes, Patchwork Ninja he's called. So I got some sharp sashiko needles and sewing machine needles. I actually got a pack of 10 things. One of the talks that we went and listened to was 10 wonderful things that you needed to have. So I'm going to show you what they are. Now, we've got a couple of patterns and stuff as well. We got some shrinking interfacing, so you put this onto your fabric and you sew it on, and then you basically put some, I think it was steam to it, and then it shrinks up. It's been around for a long time. We also got some quilt bias binding, and this is 1/4 inch, and in those needles there is some twin needles that are in there as well, and they are to stitch on either side of that. And there's a pattern that we can do, which I'll probably end up doing a little bit down the track, and then I can show you how what I've done. This is also I forget what this is. This is a fusible interfacing that you can iron your fabric over, and basically it'll stick on there, and then it's easy to sew, and that is for quilt making, like a quilt making thing. It also has a needle grabber as well, which I thought I would grab. The simple fact is that when I do handbag making, sometimes you've got to hand sew handles on and stuff like that, so it'll be great to use for that. And then I also wanted to try some of his snaps that he had. These are snaps that you don't need a tool for. You just basically snap them together. So I'm thinking that these might work for one of my project bags that I make. And so I'm going to test that out, which I'll probably use some of that beach fabric to go there, for that's a double project bag. Now, if, I know that this is getting viewed to Patreon first, and then it's going over onto the YouTube channel. So if you're watching this on the YouTube channel right now, there is a Patreon that you can come and join, and the double project bag is over there for you to make, and that is on our silver tier. So you get access to our bag videos over there. So yeah, I thought I'd give those a go. They looked really easy to use, so I was pretty happy with that. And then I also got this is for a quilt that you can make from him as well. I spent a lot of money with the Patchwork Ninja. And then in that pack there was also the a clapper, which smells like camphor. Which you can never have too many clappers. And then after I got, and then there's also the pushing a needle through. So if you're not too sure where you've got to line up for buttons and all that sort of stuff in the hole, that's to help you do that. It is a quick needle. So basically you put it in and then you put it over the needle, and then you can pull it through. And there was also a marker, which I've already used, and it's over there. I didn't bring it. And that was all that I got in that big bundle of stuff, which was one pack. And then I went and watched another class, and this is where I learned about the snaps that he uses. And I went and watched him talk about this pattern here. So I grabbed a pack of fabric to go with that. So yeah, I just opened that up before to pull those buttons out. But they are all the little Asian fabrics that I love and whatnot. So I'll be making some of those. They're going to make great gifts. And all this other stuff are just tools to help me with some of the things that I do around the place. All right, the next place that we done 2 classes at this next place, which for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of the business, which is my bad. Do I have it here? Let me just have, that is, no, that's Pauline's Quilting World. No, I do not have a card for these people, or is it this one? No. Oh, maybe it's this one. Carmel. Yes, this one. It's not that one. It's, I'll have to link it up down below. I cannot remember the name of it, but I think I must have misplaced their card. Michelle's probably yelling at the screen right now going, it's something. Poodle Pie, I think it was called, their business. Anyway, we went and tried out a new way of doing foundation paper piecing, and I made this piece here. I'm going to turn that into a mug rug. And it was just a different way of doing paper piecing, where you don't necessarily have a piece of paper that you've got to take off. You start off with one, and you sort of, it's really hard to explain. I am going to show the technique. Once I work it, just look at it a bit better. So you can see here, we've got a piece of paper. Okay, and it is basically, it's fusible, so you iron the bit on, but you don't stitch through. See how you don't stitch through? So once I'm going to make a few more of these and just get the swing of it and all the rest of it, and then I'll be able to show you that technique on how to do it, because I actually quite like it. It's a little bit fiddlier than normal, than using paper and sew with paper, but you don't have all that paper to worry about. The other one we did was some applique, just using invisible thread and turning this into a little table runner. We sort of need leaves on this, but it didn't have leaves, and it was just a different way of doing mitered corners. Again, a little bit more fiddlier than the way I normally do it, but it was good to learn a new technique. So again, I will master that a little bit better, because that was the first time that I did it. My first one was a little bit dodgy, but by the time I got to my third one, it was a lot better. So I'll play around with it a little bit more, and then I will share that information with you. There was a lot of other places there. Olive Branch Quilts, Carmel was there. We also had Just Country Crafts was also there. And I got this cute little, I think this was from Just Country Crafts. I got this cute little lucky dip, because when you purchase something, you got a lucky dip. And I just opened it up before. I didn't even look at it. I just popped it in the bag, and I completely forgot that it was in there. But this is called the Happy Bag. Okay, that's what it looks like. And there's some stuff in the back of it, like there's little knickknacks in the back of it. Okay, so there is a marble for the days when you've lost yours, a piece of string to hold it all together when everything seems to be falling apart. There is a heart to remind you that someone loves you, a teddy bear for a nice big hug when you need one, an eraser to make all the little mistakes go away, and a coin so you'll never be completely broke. That is such a cute little bag. That is, like, I just thought that was absolutely adorable, and I know that I'm probably going to do some of these as gifts in the future for, you know, retreats and all that sort of stuff. I absolutely love it. So yeah, so I'm going to actually steal that idea as gifts and all that sort of stuff. Then I went and visited as always, I always go and visit the guy that has all the rotary cutters, and bought a whole heap of rotary cutters, blades, replacement blades, and I also got a light off him to take to retreats or stitchy days and stuff like that. It's a little fold up compact one, so I got that as well. And then I also bought some hardware, which I think I got these from Carmel. I'm not 100% sure. Sunlit Blue Sewing, actually, I got them from. And I needed some gold squirrel hooks, so I got those. And another lucky dip that I got was a little coffee one, which I thought was quite a cute one. It's Instant Human Kit. I know you don't get started in the morning like you ought to. So here's a little kit for you just to add water. Hopefully it's what you need to get through your rounds, and if it isn't quite enough, just eat the coffee grounds. Comes with a little palm on the front. I thought these were cute little ideas. Again, I'm going to steal that for future retreats and stuff like that. I'll always look for that sort of stuff to add in to all that sort of stuff. All right, now I'm probably getting mixed up who's who in I think Olive Branch Quilts is where I got this next lot of fabrics from. So yeah, so I seen this and I don't want to open it, but it's a bundle of fabric, okay, and I really liked it because it had the grunge fabrics in it, and if you've been around for any length of time, you know I love the grunge fabrics. Will I use it for this pattern? Probably not. Use the Russell. I'm trying as hard as I can. But yeah, we've got some grunge fabrics and we've got some of that fabric in there. Now, the reason that I have that fabric in there is because this is for Project of Doom, the Project of Doom, a Harry Potter inspired bookcase. And I wanted to make this for the library that we're doing. Now, you can't really see anything, so hopefully on the pattern or anything like that. But apparently we, it's through fandomstitches.com. And the designer is Jennifer Olfenstein, and this was the 2015 quilt along, but it was updated from the 2011 mystery quilt. And basically, it is just a bookcase quilt, so you can't really see it on there, but I will endeavour to find a picture and insert it here, and then that way you can see what it looks like. But that is, this has got 16 fat quarters in it, and it's all grunge fabric, so I'm really happy with all those colours and everything, and I think that that is going to make an amazing bookcase. But the piece of resistance is, oh, hang on, we'll go to Pauline's, before we get to the last one, we'll go to Pauline's Quilting World. So that is Pauline's card there. I'll hold this up. That is all her places you can find her. I've bought a lot of stuff from Pauline over the years. I've got like some of her tools and stuff like that. But Jenny and I were kept eyeing off this rug. Now, you see people make those round rugs and all the rest of it. This one's a butterfly one, and I thought that this would be really pretty to put into Mia's room on the floor. And I have been holding on to this pack, this jelly roll, for God knows how long. Let's put it this way: when I got this, jelly rolls were like $40. Okay, $39 or something like that. So yeah, so this is Oh Dear by Momo. It's a motor one, obviously, but you can just see those colours in there are just gorgeous. So I thought that would go, when I seen it, I thought I knew exactly which jelly roll I was going to use. So yeah, so it'll either go on the floor or it'll go on my wall. So yeah, so there's that. So at least I've got fabric to go with them. All right, as I was saying, back to who I got this from, Olive Branch Quilts. This is so beautiful. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups. I had a big scull of water before. This is, I got a couple of extra fat quarters as well from them as well, and I really like this one. I like using that sort of stuff for mini quilts and whatnot. Now, let me just think. I'm trying to think. It's a Tula Pink, and this one is from the Priscilla range. Is it? Yeah. Oh, sorry. Parisville range, sorry. So that's that one. So I got those. I really like those. I like to use them sometimes inside like project bags and stuff like that. I don't know which one's this. This is another Tula Pink, and this is from Homemade range. I got one of those. And then I couldn't go past these. These ones, I cannot remember what range this is from. Let me just have a look. Do we have anything on there? Don't know if this is a Tula Pink or not. Let me just have a look and see if this one's got it. Because this one doesn't seem to have... Yes, it does. Yes, it is a Tula Pink. And this is from Moon Garden range. So that is super cute. As I said, I'm thinking of making a hexagon quilt and just using all my leftover bits and pieces of Tula Pink from different ranges that I have. I don't have a great deal. I've got All Stars and I've got a couple of those. I'll just probably collect a few fat quarters over time. So I got them all from the same spot. And then Michelle the enabler, talked Leanne and I into getting some a range of Tula Pink, and I could not resist it when I seen it. So this range is the Nightshade range, and Free Spirit does all these if you're wondering. But oh my god, I just love these. These have got little skull and crossbones, which I don't know if you're going to be able to see. Spider webs, lightning. These I'm going to be using in a quilt for sure. That is, I cannot believe my camera is actually showing the true colors of that. That is the true colors. It is absolutely gorgeous. But wait, there is more. I'm sounding like an infomercial right now, don't I? Then we've got this one, which has the moon and cloud. Again, this is showing true color, maybe slightly brighter, but you get the idea. And if you've seen any of these in person, you know that they're quite beautiful. And then we've got this one, which I'm going to open up a bit. I love this one. I actually want to get more of this one. I love those birds. They are absolutely gorgeous. And this is I believe this is the whole range. And I could not go past these. Now, I'm not a pink girl, but I am just digging these fabrics and the color combination and everything. So yeah, that is true to color that you can see there. It's got little perfume bottles, and I love those little those type of bottles. I remember when I was a kid, my nonna used to have perfume bottles that were really fancy like that, and I used to just love going in and looking at them. Then there's a fabric that has, again, it's got spider webs, little moons, skull and crossbones, like the colourful one I showed you. And then we've got this one here, which is probably messing with your eyes right now because it's messing with mine. But I like to use these fabrics for bindings. So yeah, so if I make a project bag, I will be able to use that for the binding. And I'll probably get more of that. And it's not quite black either. It looks like, I think you can see that it's not quite black when I put it against my black shirt. It's like a brownie sort of colour. Yeah, and the same as like the background of that flower one, it's not a true black. It is like a brownie black. It's a brown black. So that means it's probably red based and got a bit of brown and stuff in it. Then I've got this one, which I thought would make a wonderful project bag. So yeah, it'll be a small one. It'll be just one that I'll make for myself. So yeah, that's super cute. I like that, and I love the pink. I think I've got an idea of what sort of project bag I'm going to do. I'll probably play around with some calico first and get the design. But the best one is this fabric here. I just love this fabric. So yeah, these have been cut off a bit, but that's okay. I can work with that, I think. So yeah, I would have preferred not to have them cut off, but you can't have everything you want. So they are super cute. Again, I will probably look at just making a project bag for myself in that and whatnot. But I did, of that fabric there that you just seen, I do have, and these are getting made into retreat bags. So if you would like to order a retreat bag, send me a message at askme.dds@gmail.com. Put in the subject line Tula Pink retreat bag, and I will be able to sort something out for you, and we can converse about price and all that sort of stuff. So when I say retreat bag, this is the bags I'm talking about. These ones here. Okay, and I'll be making some handmade ones. So they've got 4 pockets in them. It's not a huge bag. It fits a lot of stuff in it though. And yeah, so I only have a limited fabric. So basically it'll be first in, best dressed. And I'm hoping that when I lay this fabric out, obviously I've got these top ones that won't work, but as we go down, we'll be able to get the full picture of one of the ladies. If you want something a bit different, let me know, and I might be able to make something up for you. But look at that color. That is such a beautiful color. The girls are just absolutely gorgeous. We've got the very steampunk looking. Then we've got the pirate one. Then we've got this one down there, and so forth and so on. Then it just starts to repeat itself. We've also got this one as well next to the pirate. That's a bit better to show you. So they're absolutely gorgeous. So if anybody is chasing a project bag, obviously I will be making them up over time. To keep the cost down, I will be just using different fabrics on the inside. just to keep the cost down. It'll only be the outside that will be Tula Pink, and maybe the lining I might be able to work something out. I have to get a little bit more of the fabrics, maybe line it with that, or maybe that. I'll see how I go. If you want them all, the pockets the same and all the rest of it, we'll have to talk about it and all that sort of stuff, because trying to get hold of it and whatnot. But that is my haul from the Townsville Quilt and Craft. Oh, I've got one more thing. There was another class that I did. I for ages wanted it being, and it's all in the bag because I've got bits and pieces in there. So I went and we booked in for classes and all that sort of stuff. Now, this is nowhere near finished, but by the time I finished the class, I was getting the hang of it. Okay, this is from Masha's, I think it's how you pronounce her name, Masha's Punch Embroidery Needle. Okay, is what we were learning how to use. So I got a kit just to see what I got in the kit. It wasn't a cheap kit, but very well made. It's all made here in Australia. And you will see, like, if you watch the vlog about while I was up there, I actually filmed doing some of this. But you got a hoop, and it's a very sturdy, well-constructed hoop. And then you got a heap of needles and a needle threader as well. And then also I got all the floss that I need. The fabric is pre-printed as well in the kit. And then it comes with instructions as well. And I got a butterfly kit because Mia likes butterflies, so I thought I could make this for her and frame it and put it with her diamond painting that I did with her not too long ago. And then I also got a spare needle threader, which Masha threw in, and also a little peg to turn it and all the rest of it. Now, I still have to talk to Masha and find out that everything that the prices and all that sort of stuff for everything. But we did talk while we were there about me actually stocking some of this stuff. So yeah, keep an eye out because I will be getting them. I will be learning how to do it a little bit better and whatnot. I mean, there's only so much you can learn in a short class. So yeah, I've got all the information here to contact her and everything like that. And it's called Russian Embroidery. It is Australian made and Australian owned. She actually lives here, but I did a little class that had a flower. Now you work backwards. Okay, so you work on this side where the picture is. You work on that side and it's nice and smooth, but on the other side it's all looped. Now let me just see if I can get a little bit closer for you to have a look. So see how, like, I was just starting to get the hang of it here where I outlined. So I was getting the hang of keeping it all uniformed, all that. And then I got the center, and you can see that's quite dense. And then you can see on the back, I've never done it before. This was the very first time. So you can see on the back it's flat. But then on the front it is raised up a little bit. So I'm going to practice a little bit more with all of that and make sure that I have got the hang of it and whatnot. And yeah, so that whole kit, I believe it was $60, the whole kit. And it came, as I said, it came with this. It came with needles and a needle threader. And then it also came with the hoop. Okay. But Masha threw that in for me so I could let everybody know that they have these as well. Once I know the prices and everything, I will let you know. And she also threw in, because I brought a kit, she threw in the florals as well. So I can practice doing my florals and stuff like that. So that it will be something else that I will be showing you in the near future. I was really happy with it. I know that the girls weren't that impressed with it, but it was something that I've wanted to do for quite some time. But as I said, it's really hard to learn a new skill in a very short space of time. So that was the only class that I had done where I had actually never done it before. So I think I did all right. it was a little bit frustrating. I pulled it out several times, which makes it it's really easy to pull out, like, which I will show you when I do it. You just woof and it comes out. So, but as you go on further and further, it doesn't come out as easy. But when you're just starting out, you can just do it when you're doing the outlines and stuff to just get the rhythm of it, because you've got to sort of drag the needle across the fabric. You don't lift it away from the fabric, because that will change and you're just sort of going in. But anyway, that is another day. I will show you that. So I'm pretty excited about that. I've got to talk to Marsha a little bit more and just say, hey, we spoke at the Townsville thing and you were saying that you were looking for someone. So I just needed to get back and get sorted and all the rest of it. But that is all of my haul from the quilt show. Now I've got to save up for the next one, which I don't think I'm going down to the one in October. I'm not too sure. There's one in Brisbane. I don't know whether I will go down or not. It'll just depend. I think I'm just going to save up for next year and when the girls and I meet up again. Because we seem to just do that once a year and then we spend the 4 days, but we have a fabulous time. Like, I've never laughed so much. So I just want to say thank you so much, Jenny, Leanne and Michelle, for making it such a wonderful weekend. I was really tired by the time I got home, but because I ended up having to drive home on the Sunday, but had a great time. And keep an eye out for the Townsville vlog, and it'll just be showing you what it was and what we did and all that sort of stuff. I'll probably do a little bit of a voiceover, but I'd just like to say thank you so much for everybody joining me today. I really do appreciate you being here, and don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube, give us a thumbs up and also like the video as well, and basically yeah, maybe share it around with your friends, and also come over and check out our Patreon. But that is it from me today. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.